Hi! Today I got the most exciting thing and I wanted to share it with you. I ordered a bunch of middle grade books that are releasing in 2020. I ordered them from my local independent bookstore, the King's English, and they came today and I haven't opened the box yet, so I wanted you to see what I got and we can look at the books together. Okay, here we go. Oh wow, they're even shrink wrapped. So, this came to me. A really awesome package. I'm gonna have to get some scissors. Okay, I've cut open the package. We'll pull out the first book. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at this. Isn't this colorful and fun? This is called How to Make Friends with the Sea by Tanya Guerrero. And I want to read to you what the book is about. Pablo is homesick. He's only 12 years old, but he's lived in more countries than he can count. Since his parents divorced, he and his mother have moved from place to place for years, never settling anywhere long enough to call it home. And along the way, Pablo has collected more and more fears of dirt, of germs, and most of all, of the ocean. Now they're living in the Philippines, and his mother, a zoologist who works at a local wildlife refuge, is too busy saving animals to notice that Pablo might need saving too. Then his mother takes in Chiqui, an orphaned girl with a cleft lip, and soon Pablo finds that through being strong for Chiqui, his own fears don't seem so scary. He might even find the courage to face his biggest fear of all and learn how to make friends with the sea. So this is How to Make Friends with the Sea. Let's see what else we have. And I'm going to put in the description of this video, I'm going to put all the links to these authors' websites so that you can go look them up yourself. Oh, this one, Stand Up Yumi Chung. This is by Jessica Kim, and it's about a girl who wants to be a comedian. So let's read about this one. It says, standing up for who you are is no joke. On the outside, Yumi Chung suffers from #shy girl problems, a perm gone wrong, and kids calling her You Meat because she smells like her family's Korean barbecue restaurant. On the inside, Yumi is ready for her Netflix stand-up special. Instead of spending the summer studying her favorite comedians, Yumi is enrolled in test prep tutoring to qualify for a private school scholarship, which will help in a time of hardship at the restaurant. One day after class, Yumi stumbles on an opportunity that will change her life, a comedy camp for kids taught by one of her favorite YouTube stars. The only problem is that the instructor and all the students think she's a girl named Kei Nakamura, and Yumi doesn't correct them. As this case of mistaken identity unravels, Yumi must decide to stand up and reveal the truth or risk losing her dreams and disappointing everyone she cares about. There it is. Let's look at the next one. Okay. Oh, I went to the virtual book launch for this book. This is Efrén Divided by Ernesto Cisneros. Efrén Nava's ama is his superwoman, or soperwoman, named after the delicious Mexican sopes his mother often prepares for the family. Both Ama and Apa work hard all day to provide for the family, making sure Efrén and his younger siblings Max and Mia feel safe and loved. But Efrén worries about his parents. Although he's American-born, his parents are undocumented, and according to the neighborhood talk, or local chisme, families like his are in great danger. Sure enough, Efrén's worst nightmare comes true one day when Ama doesn't return from work and is deported across the border to Tijuana, Mexico. Now it is up to Efrén to be brave and figure out how to act sober himself. While Apa takes an extra job to earn the money needed to get her back, Efrén struggles to look after Max and Mia, while also dealing with schoolwork, his best friend's probably doomed campaign for school president, and his fears about what might happen to his family next. When disaster strikes, Efrén is faced with crossing the border alone to see Ama. More than ever, he must channel his inner soper boy to help keep his family together. Efrén Divided is a story about family, friendship, and tearing down the walls being built between us all. I'm very excited about this book. I'm excited about all of them. Let's see what else we have. I went to the online virtual launch of this book as well. This is What Stars Are Made Of by Sarah Allen. Isn't that a beautiful blue cover? I love it. And the words here are like constellations. 12-year-old Libby Monroe is great at science, being optimistic and talking to her famous, accomplished friends. Okay, maybe that last one is only in her head. She's not great at playing piano, sitting still, or figuring out how to say the right thing at the right time. Libby was born with Turner syndrome, and that makes some things hard. But she has lots of people who love her, and that makes her pretty lucky. When her big sister Nani tells her she's pregnant, Libby is thrilled. She strikes a deal with the universe. She will enter a contest with a project about Cecilia Payne, the first person to discover what stars are made of. If she wins the grand prize and gives all that money to Nani's family, then the baby will be perfect and healthy. Does Libby have what it takes to care for the sister who has always cared for her? And what will it take for the universe to notice? From debut author Sarah Allen comes this heartwarming novel about loving people with everything you're made of. 96 Miles by J.L. Esplin. 21 days without power. Two brothers on a desperate trek, 72 hours before time runs out. The Lockwood brothers are supposed to be able to survive anything. Their dad, a hardcore believer in self-reliance, has stockpiled enough food and water at their isolated Nevada home to last for months. But when they are robbed of all their supplies during a massive blackout while their dad is out of town, John and Stu must walk 96 miles in the stark desert sun to get help. Along the way, they're forced to question their dad's insistence on self-reliance and ask just what it is that we owe to our neighbors, to our kin, and to ourselves. From talented newcomer J.L. Esplin comes this story of survival and determination as two young brothers confront the unpredictability of human nature in the face of desperate circumstances. There's a little bit on the back here from the book, so I want to read that too. I start walking again, Stu by my side. I'm trying to set a 3-mile-an-hour pace, which is kind of brisk. I can't help thinking about our water supply. If we split our water evenly, we have enough for 8 cups of water each. That has to last us 3 days. 8 cups, 3 days. Sounds really exciting. The Lonely Heart of Maybelle Lane by Kate O'Shaughnessy. 11-year-old Maybelle Lane has been collecting sounds her whole life, but her favorite by far is the sound of her father's warm laugh, saved on an old phone's voicemail recording. It's all she knows of him, really. Her mother just says they are better off without him. But now, somehow, that laugh is on the radio. His laugh. And when her father announces that he'll be judging a singing contest in Nashville, Maybelle impulsively signs up. She doesn't know how she'll get there or what she'll sing. She just knows that if she can stand in front of her father and sing her heart out, he'll have to love her, won't he? The road to Nashville is littered with bumps and sudden bends, but that's the thing with journeys of the heart. You may find more than you went looking for. This is That's What Friends Do by Cathleen Barnhart. Samantha Goldstein and David Fisher have been friends ever since they met on their town's Little League baseball team. But when a new kid named Luke starts hanging out with them, what was a comfortable pair becomes an awkward trio. Luke's comments make Sammy feel uncomfortable and weird. She just wants to be like one of the guys and doesn't get why Luke is in her space. But all David sees is how easily Luke flirts with Sammy. And so he decides to finally make a move on the friend he's always had a crush on. Things go all wrong and too far, and Sammy and David are both left hurt, confused, and unsure of themselves without anyone to talk to about what happened. As rumors start flying around the school, David must try to make things right if he can. And Sammy must learn how to speak up about what's been done to her. Heartfelt and powerfully relatable, That's What Friends Do is an important story about navigating boundaries, learning to have hard conversations, and being a true friend. That's what friends do. And last we have My Life as a Potato by Arianne Costner. This book has some really fun illustrations, so you can see a little bit on the back here. Life as a potato is all about not getting mashed. Ben Hardy believes he's cursed by potatoes, and now he's moved to Idaho where his school mascot is Steve the Spud. Yeah, this can't be good. After accidentally causing the mascot to sprain an ankle, Ben is sentenced to mascot duty for the final basketball games of the year. But if the other kids know he's a Spud, his plans for popularity are likely to be a big dud. Ben doesn't want to let the team down, so he lies to his friends to keep the embarrassing gig a secret. No one will know it's him in the potato suit, right? The game is on. Readers will cheer for this laugh-out-loud story of friendships, middle school bullies, and the truth about being cool. Or at least being cool with yourself. My Life as a Potato. So it looks like I have a lot of reading to do. And I want to share with you the information on the back of the story for my book, The Elephant's Girl. This is an advanced copy. It doesn't come out till May 19th, but you can learn more about it on my website, and there's a link to my website in the comments below. An elephant never forgets, but Lexington Willow can't remember her past. When she was a toddler, a tornado swept her away from everyone and everything she knew, and landed her near an enclosure in a Nebraska zoo, where an elephant named Naya protected her from the storm. With no trace of her family, Lex grew up at the zoo with her foster father Roger, her best friend Fisher, and the wind whispering in her ear. Now that she's 12, Lex is finally old enough to help with the elephants. But during their first training session, Naya sends her a telepathic image of the woods outside the zoo. Despite the wind's protests, Lex decides to investigate Naya's message and gets wrapped up in an adventure involving ghosts, lost treasure, and a puzzle that might be the key to finding her family. Can Lex summon the courage to hunt for who she really is and why the tornado brought her here all those years ago? So there you have that, and I hope that some of these books give you some ideas of some things to read and discover your fantastic. See you next time.